And welcome to Fox News Sunday Panel Plus with Brit Hume, Kirsten Powers, Kimberley Strassel, and Jeff Zeleny. And you may wonder, what is it that we talk about during the commercials? Well, we were having quite a debate about the issue that the president seems to think there's a distinction between creating profits, creating value to investors, and creating jobs. Brit does not seem to think there's such a distinction, so we're going to have at it on Panel Plus. So, Brit, make your case.
My case is simply this. Jobs are a byproduct of efforts to create wealth. I've just, at long last, been reading the Stephen Jobs biography by Walter Isaacson. Wonderful book. And there comes a point in the book where Jobs wants to open all these Apple stores. Well, members of the board thought it was crazy, others thought it was a crazy idea, and so forth. But he thought it was a great idea and it would be a great way to market their products. And so they tried it, and it worked like crazy, and these Apple stores have been a stupendous success. All kinds of people now work in those Apple stores. Now, Stephen Jobs wasn't saying, let's open all these stores so that we can hire people. No. His idea was to let's open all these stores so we can market and sell our products and thereby make more of them and make more money. Mm-hmm. Jobs are a byproduct. And wealth creation is absolutely essential to job creation. Without it, you don't have job creation.
I mean, let me just ask the question, because I asked it of Austin Goolsbee, the president's former chief economic advisor, last week. Is there any CEO? I mean, they wouldn't say, I think if you're talking to the head of GM or Apple or anything, they would say, my job is to create value. My job is to return profits to my shareholders. Now, if I do that, I'm going to expand the business and create more jobs, but I'm not there as a public welfare agency or a public works project.
Right, and I don't think anybody disagrees with that premise. It's the difference between putting a couple $1 million into a company and then being one of many investors in a company like Staples and then taking credit for jobs in 2010, that you had nothing to do with. That's the point. That he is, it's like, I buy stock in Microsoft. Did I create jobs at Microsoft? No. I mean, the job of private equity is, yes, to create wealth. That's not a problem. I don't have a problem with that. That's just what they're doing. They're creating wealth for themselves. The company is a separate issue. The people who created the people he did not run. How are you going
to get any wealth out of something?
Well, he didn't run Staples, but he did run a lot of companies.
Well,
that did grow.
They also did lose jobs. So there were quite a few that lost jobs. That's what I'm saying.
Let me just say, when they go in to invest in a company, they're not going in thinking, oh, this company is going to go bankrupt, and they're going in because they think it'll be a good investment, that they'll either be able to manage it better, and sometimes that means losing some jobs, as it did in the case of General Motors.
If Chris Wallace turns around and invests in a company tomorrow, would you go around telling people that you created jobs, or would you tell people you invested money in a company? That's what he's did. He's not. Do you see what I'm saying?
That's actually not true, because in private equity, they take over companies.
But then they move on.
They manage companies. No, they don't. They manage companies.
They don't manage Staples.
No, they didn't manage Staples, but they do manage a bunch of companies. They did manage, for instance, the steel company in Indiana.
The one that lost the jobs? Well, there's another one that
created thousands of jobs.
But the point is, he takes responsibility for jobs created at Staples. He did not run that company, and he takes responsibility for jobs in 2010. He uses 2010 numbers.
But we also, this goes back to the whole Bain-Solyndra sort of comparison here. We actually know what happens when you decide that you're going to go out and your only goal is to create jobs, okay? So the president went in, and I think the last numbers that we have, he decided he was going to put all this money into green technology. Now, nobody likes their products. The products are really expensive. You can't get anyone to buy them. Nobody was investing in these companies anyway. But the president says, well, we're going to do it because it's a good policy goal, and we're going to create jobs. So the last numbers we had last year, the Washington Post did a story saying $19 billion in loan guarantees so far, and he'd created 3,500 jobs. What does that work out to per job? I mean, that's what happens when your only goal is not to create wealth. Your goal is to fulfill a policy objective and to create jobs.
I don't think his job there was so much to create jobs as it was to boost green energy.
He said it was to create jobs. I mean, this was the way they could helpfully justify why they were putting this money into
creating green jobs.
Okay, so sort this out for us, because this is clear as mud now.
At the end of the day, this is very much the chorus line that this campaign is playing out on, but this is sort of an academic discussion. How people are, I mean, it's an important academic discussion, but how people are internalizing this is very much in their own personal view of the world here. I mean, if someone's economic circumstances in Ohio, in Indiana, in Michigan, et cetera, I don't think they're really focused on what Mitt Romney did at Bain Capital if they created jobs, whatnot. I think people are looking at this as an argument of fairness. The Obama campaign is trying to say, look, Mitt Romney is not going to give you a fair deal. If he's president, he's not going to give you a fair deal. The Romney campaign is saying, look, nice guy, not up to the job. So all of this discussion, I think, is better left for the classroom or the Sunday morning show. Voters are not as concerned about.
But let me ask you about that,
because
there was a poll in the Washington Post this week. Then they asked middle-class people who are struggling financially, think they might lose their jobs, know people who've lost their jobs, and by an overwhelming middle-class whites, 58% to 32%, they side with Romney over Obama. So they do seem to be buying this argument that he has a better idea how to create jobs and how to boost the economy.
Because they think that their lives have not improved under the Obama administration.
They think the Obama policies didn't work.
Yeah. They think that their circumstances have not improved. So I'm not sure that they are, I guess my point is I'm not sure that they are exactly focused on the nuances of if he created jobs.
No, but the question is who has more credibility.
They've lost confidence in the president.
But this debate
it's to
really,
the risk of
I don't think
just focusing on Bain, because what it does is, again, it suggests, as Brit says, that he doesn't understand how jobs are created, and he also takes away time from him saying, what is he going to do?
I just want to take one more stab at this.
All right, this is you get the last word here.
My point is that when you look at where they lost jobs, because there were companies that lost jobs, that's the Obama ad, which Romney's complained about it, and there were companies he invested in that gained jobs. The point is, to private equity people, they don't care which happens.
That's wrong.
No,
That's
it's not.
completely wrong.
It's like
of course
if
they
they're
care
making
whether
money off of
you
it.
think
No.
they don't care whether a company succeeds or fails.
If they invest in the money and they make money off of it, that's their primary concern.
Yeah, but you make much more money off a company that grows significantly than you do stripping some assets out and getting out quickly.
You can strip an assets out, you can make quick money, and it can go out of business.
Well, this is all cleared up. I mean, if you don't understand it after this, then it's your fault. Thank you. Give us your ideas about this. Check in with us throughout the week. And look for my Monday edition of Wallace Unplugged, which you can find right here at foxnewssunday.com. And we'll see you back here next Sunday.